latest 180 in President Trump's effort to end the war in Ukraine. The second high-stakes summit that was supposed to happen between Trump and Vladimir Putin to end the war, it's now off. Trump had been hyping up the meeting over the past few days. It was set to happen in Budapest, Hungary, sometime in the next few weeks. The announcement that it was off came today after Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke on the phone with his Russian counterpart. A White House official told NewsNation the call was, quote, productive. So productive, apparently, they decided that additional face-to-face meetings in the near future are no longer necessary. The Ukrainian President, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, has his own take. He walked away from his own meeting with Trump at the White House on Friday, empty-handed. He had been hoping to get those long-range Tomahawk missiles from the United States to help in his fight against Putin. In his address today, Zelenskyy says Trump's refusal to give the missiles is the reason Putin no longer sees any reason to meet.
Russia continues to do everything to weasel out of diplomacy, and as soon as the issue of long-range capabilities for us, for Ukraine, became less immediate, Russia's interest in diplomacy faded almost automatically.
Let's go right now to NewsNation's Kelly Meyer, live for us at the White House. Kelly, you were in the Oval Office with President Trump just a short time ago. Did he address this now off big summit with Putin?
Yeah, and that was the first question that was asked when we were inside the Oval Office a short time ago. And the president really said the quiet part out loud, that he didn't want to waste a meeting, which gives insight into just how confident he feels that Putin and Zelenskyy are actually going to be able to come to the table soon. As you mentioned, we learned earlier today that Rubio and Lavrov spoke on the phone. They decided to not add an additional meeting face-to-face, and at the same time when they shared that, we also learned that the Trump-Putin meeting was off the table with no immediate plans to meet again. It comes just 5 days after the president floated that idea of meeting in Budapest. And we also heard that, we know that it was after that the president had Zelenskyy here as well just a few days ago. A White House official had told me that he was very direct with Zelenskyy, that this war needs to come to an end. So though he is saying these things, he also still, in a way, in the Oval Office sounded optimistic that something might happen and teased some news potentially coming soon. Take a listen to this.
A lot of things are happening on that front, on the war front with Ukraine and Russia, and we'll be notifying you over the next 2 days as to what we're doing.
Did you hear
a lot of things are happening.
So he said we'll be notified over the next 2 days as to what they're doing. We don't know exactly what this could mean, but right now, as far as we know, there is no summit on the schedule between Trump and Putin. Elizabeth.
All right. And Kelly, we just got some breaking news that Trump's pick to lead the office of special counsel just withdrew his nomination. He was embroiled in this massive controversy in the last couple of days when these private text messages of his were released, and they were using incredibly racist and anti-Semitic language. What are you hearing? Because we know that many senators, Republican senators, came out today and said, no way am I voting for this guy.
Yeah, and that was another question that we had ready for the president in the Oval that we weren't able to ask, but it was going to be, are you going to pull his nomination? And it seems as though the president didn't have to make that move, that this nominee did it himself. He just posted on X sharing that he will be withdrawing himself from the hearing that's coming up this Thursday. He says, unfortunately, I do not have enough Republican votes at this time. It comes after this article appeared in Politico with text messages where he told fellow Republicans in this text chain things like the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday should be, quote, tossed into the seventh circle of hell. And he also says that he had, quote, a Nazi streak. So this all comes just in the last few moments of him withdrawing his nomination just days before he was set to have that hearing in Congress. And I could also hear the president speaking from the Rose Garden here at the White House. He has a dinner here tonight. Unfortunately, he didn't open that up to reporters. Of course, that would definitely be something that would be asked here tonight.
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
that is big news, because that man who just withdrew his own nomination, or perhaps under pressure to do so, was going to be the person in charge of all the whistleblower and ethics investigations. That language, if that was really him texting that, was incredibly disturbing. Kelly Meyer, thank you so much, live from the White House tonight.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.